Hello and welcome to the Bowden Transitional Coach and a new episode, empowering conversations that spark clarity, confidence, and change. Each episode, I dive into honest stories, golden nuggets of wisdom, and practical insights to help you move forward in your life and business. So take a breath, tune in, and enjoy at your own place. Oh, not place, pace, time, and space. And remember to subscribe and stay up to date with the latest episodes as they drop. So today I'm talking about like a blog that I've made, navigating your ASD1. So ASD1 is autism level one. It was known in the past as Asperger's. Um, I still use the term. Some people don't like it, some people do. I just like the sound of it. Yeah, and ADHD quantum body. So let's start from the beginning. So what is quantum entanglement? What's the understanding? What it means and where it comes from. So let's go into like a little bit of history around this, where this part of the quantum physics science has come from. And you're gonna know one of these names at least. Like I don't know the other guys in here, but I know you know the one of them. So like quantum entanglement was first described in the 1930s by physicists. Oh, don't know he's a physicist. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, that's my phone ringing. So there you go. You know I'm recording live. Anyway, yeah. So let's go back to this. Quantum entanglement was first described in the 1930s by the physicist Albert Einstein. Boris Podolsky, so I'm reading this from my blog because these names I've not heard of. So I did a bit of research and this is what came up. And Nathan Rosen, and later named by Erwin, I can't pronounce this. I'm sorry if this is wrong. It looks German. Schrodinger, I think it is. Oh my God, what a mouthful. It was experimentally confirmed decades later by physicists like John Clauser and Elaine Aspect. So, like, quantum entanglement is where two or more things, as in particles, if you want to get the science in with that, are so deeply connected. And let me actually, before I go into this, let me share a picture so you can get an idea. Just a simple picture. So, there we go. Oh, not very big. Ah, there we go. Okay. I don't know how to get out of that mind. Anyway, so yeah, just imagine now that these are two quantum particles, and when they're deeply connected, um, that's when the changes occur. Like the other reacts instantly when they're connected, even if they're far apart. So this could be like miles apart. They could be, for instance, so like I've been doing some research around the higher self and different stuff like that for my Master Miracle Manifestor course because I teach about guides and who connect to. And so, for instance, where my mouse is on the left one, that could be you, and this is your soul, and that's you within you, right? And then far away, you could have your higher self, who is like a highly ascended being, who is thousands of light years away, and they are connected. So the distance is irrelevant. So these quantum entanglement particles can like communicate as a so to say. And like Albert Einstein would call this spooky action at distance. Right, bear with me because thank you very much. Let me just get rid of this. Stop sharing. Okay, I'm kind of still figuring things out with Zoom, so bear with me. I'm not new to it, but it's a learning curve for me as well. So, like quantum entanglement usually involves particles like electrons, protons, or qubits. Like, I'm not sure what qubits are, but electrons and photons I'm familiar with. If you're not, maybe do a little bit of research for yourself. and find out some more about that. These particles become linked in a way that their state affect each other instantly, even across distance, as I just said in the part before this, right? Atoms are made of particles, so protons, neurons, and electrons. That's a mouthful, isn't it? So entanglement can happen between atoms if their internal particles are entangled, but it's the particles themselves that actually do the entangling. That's like, it sounds really simple in my head because my mind's quite logical. Um, but maybe feel free to do some research around this as well. So, in the human body, so let's go back to that now. So, that's quantum entanglement, what it is, and how it works, and where it's come from, right? So, we've got a bit of history behind it, what it includes. So, like in the human body, this can show up as your brain, heart, and gut like working together. Like when your stomach tightens before your brain knows you're anxious, or your emotions shift, your thoughts in a flash. For like neurodivergent people like myself, because I'm ADHD, if you don't know what that is, that's autism and ADHD. Especially, oh, there we go. Especially for those who are ADHD and ASD1. So remember, ASD1 is autism level 1. Traits, these systems are more sensitive and tightly linked. So everything feels faster, louder, and more connected. And we know that because our nervous systems feel like they're outside our body, right? We pick up everything and we're more in tune to things. And it's only when you kind of shut one of the senses off that you can, yeah, concentrate on your others. Anyway, it's like your body is wired to pick up signals from all directions at once in a non-linear fashion. So if you don't know what non-linear means, so you've got like linear, which is kind of like a straight line of like from A to B and it just goes there. Okay, so like non-linear could be like there's a, oh God, my hands disappearing this place thing along with my bubble, but it can be like something there, and you might, like in the previous podcast, I can't do it on you because I'm my bloody thing is never good. But anyway, yeah, so like non-linear means that it doesn't have to go in a straight line. It can be here, there, and then, it's layers of information that come in. So if you live with ADHD and ASD1 traits, your body might feel like it's doing everything at once. You might think fast, feel deeply, and react quickly. You might also freeze, shut down, or feel stuck. That's also known as fight or flight, but yeah, that can come with both of these. This guide that I'm gonna pop up a visual in a moment so you can see on the video. And for those who can't actually watch this on video, I am going to attach a PDF in the description of this podcast that I'm doing today, so you can download it for yourself. Yeah. The guide helps you to understand what's happening inside you and how to gently steer your system with clarity and care. Because I know in the past that things and emotions have surfaced for me as someone who's neurodivergent and not always known what it was. Is it an emotion? Is it a thought? Or is it something else? Yeah, and that's let me just tap on my screen share and go here. And I know this is the same one, but I'm going to, right, this is the one I want. And then we can do this. Okay, cool. Getting used to this now, and my head's in the way. Okay, so let's meet your body's main three systems. So you've got the brain and what it does. So it thinks for you, plans, and solves problems. These are just basic, narrowed down versions. Okay, you can go into more detail if you want to do some research for yourself. Then you've got the GABA neurotransmitter, which slows racing thoughts down. You've got glutamine, So that's energy. So it sparks ideas and focus. Then you've got the heart, which feels emotions, connections with others. Um, GABA within the heart soothes big feelings. So when you get big feelings in, you feel overwhelmed, that kind of thing, it soothes it. And then glutamate feels passion and empathy within the heart. And then we've got the gut. So what does this do? It reacts to stress, it keeps you safe, it's connected to your core identity. There's so much more I could go into detail, but for this recording, we'll just stay with the basics right now. So GABA, the neurotransmitter, calms tension within the gut, and glutamate activates alertness and instinct. So yeah, you could kind of say that's like intuition as well, I guess. So essentially, the brain transmitter GABA acts as a brake and slows things down, whereas glutamate starts and energizes. Meaning that these neurotransmitters act as a stop and go mechanism, which is mad, right? Because for me, as an ADHD person, sometimes I find it hard to start, sometimes I find it hard to finish, depending whether I'm in hyperfocus or I can't think of an example, like when I can't start something. I guess it's thoughts, overwhelm my thoughts. The steps, the different steps that you've got to do. So that's like the autism part of things. So, like when you have ADHD and ASD1 traits, these systems can be extra sensitive, and you might have too much glutamate energy and not enough GABA, which is calm, right? That can lead to, oh my God, I just said this before even reading my bits on my blog part. So, like fast thoughts and trouble focusing, strong emotions and sensory overload, body tension or shutdown when things feel too much. So, like understanding your quantum wiring. So, your body works like a quantum field. And if you want to learn more about that, then listen to walking through, I can't remember the podcast. I taught today episode before this, but yeah, listen to the episode before this and you'll get a better understanding of what the quantum field is. And it can hold many states at once. And this in quantum physics is called superposition. It's literally like our brain can hold more than one frequency at once. So it's the same kind of thing as that. So like this can look like within autism and ADHD, being logical and creative at the same time, craving routine and structure and novelty, which sometimes, like when you're going through diagnosis or that kind of thing, an assessment, because this is quite new, yeah, it can throw people off. Like depending on maybe you're masking part of the autism part of you or the ADHD part of you, it depends what can come up for you. But like for me, routine and structure, I need it as well as like learning new things. So that's just how my brain works. So for me to motivate myself, I have to have a project ongoing, something that excites me whilst I'm doing like mundane, structured, routine work. And then they both work together, which is pretty cool. So seeking social interaction and limiting time to recharge your body battery. So like for me, for an example, it could be when I go networking or if I'm out with a big crowd of people, more, not even big, like more than three people, because it takes a lot more energy. I love socializing, and then I have to like take time to step back and chill out and let my body catch up because my body doesn't like the socializing. It's very weird, isn't it? But yeah, that's what happens. So yeah, this is completely normal for neurodivergent people. Like if you're like me, before I had my own neurodiverse coach who is coming on next week, which is going to be awesome, Jen Griffiths. But anyway, let's go back to that. So like, was it last year? Right? So I used to believe that I was broken until I was diagnosed with um autism. Um, but we're not. It's just the fact that like ASD1 and ADHD are actually multidimensional. So it means you've just got a quantum brain and body, and it's just learning how to navigate it right. And that's partly what this is about. So, like noticing the connections, your brain, your heart, and gut, and they're deeply connected. And this is like quantum entanglement, where one part is activated, others respond, and you might notice your gut reacts before your brain understands. So that's like your intuition and knowing of something before it actually happens, or just knowing that you need to do something, that kind of thing when you're tapped into intuition, right? And your heart feels something before it can explain it. So I'm guessing that's like emotions that come up before something happens. It's weird, actually. This is kind of connected. So, like, this whole series of quantum podcasts I've been doing and blogs is been kicked off by like reading Dan Brown's new book, Secret of Secrets. There is loads of quantum stuff in there. I know I'm diverging a bit, but for the podcast, but this is where like the inspiration has come from because there's so much information in there and I love it. I love learning. But anyway, yeah. So it goes into more detail into that book as well about how it works and stuff. Precognition, that's the brain. Um I don't think it says around that the feelings part though, but yeah, your heart feels things before it comes in. But that partly is because of your electromagnetic field, because every living thing has an electromagnetic field. So when you're coming into contact with somebody else or the quantum field, you can feel it before it comes close to you or near you, or before the actual event happens in the near future. I can't remember what it's called. PPA. I can't remember what it stands for though. Anyway, your brain races while your body freezes. And this is why regulation needs to include your whole body and not just your thoughts. Even though your thoughts are really important, and that's generally where everything starts. It starts in the head. You know, you're ruminating or overthinking or lots of thoughts going around. It could happen to anybody, not just like people who are neurodivergent. And that's what it does. And so you start with thoughts. You could model this on CBT or in NLP. It's called um, reframing. So it's the same thing. So you start with your thoughts first, usually, and then it leads on to like connecting with your heart, gut, and everything else around your mind and body. So yeah. So let's use like the inner dashboard. So like as an example, imagine your body like a dashboard with signals coming from your brain, heart, and gut. So the glutamate is your energy switch. It gives you speed, ideas, and alertness. GABA is your calming switch. It gives, sorry, no, it doesn't give. It helps you slow down, rest, and choose where to go. So your body system sends signals to help you steer and navigate. And when things feel messy or overwhelming, just stop and take a moment to center yourself and balance your breathing out by just this is really simple. This is called balanced breathing. You just breathe in through the nose and just count to three, and then just breathing out for the nose. And then just asking, actually, before we go into that, I'll just explain simply like this balances out the whole of your nervous system. So literally everything's connected to your nervous system, isn't it? So yeah, so whilst you're doing that, and maybe you've got your eyes shut, just allowing yourself some like space, ask yourself which part of me needs help right now. Do I need to calm my thoughts, my feelings, or my body? So that's mental, physical, and emotional. That's probably in the wrong order, but yeah. What helps me land gently? And just allow the first thing that comes into your mind or whatever pops up because you're working with your subconscious, right? And just run with it. So let's get on to the next stage. So, like choosing your landing tools. Let me just find my screen thing to share with you guys and then pop it up. Oh, cool. Let me just, there must be a way where I can just vanish, but I'll just put me by Dave in it. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. So let's like go back to the systems, right? So you've got the brain, the heart, and the gut. And when the brain feels overwhelmed, you get racing thoughts, like we spoke about earlier, and scattered focus. So, like we said, you can try this and just ask a clear question to your brain and allow what comes up and surfaces and run with that. Always go with the first thing that comes up because that is your inner voice, your intuition, your soul, whatever you resonate with is communicating with you and has your good, highest good and highest outcome in mind. And then you've got the heart. So like when it feels overwhelmed, big emotions surface, shut down, you're feeling very sensitive to the things around you or just in general. And then you could try something like it says on here now, put your hand on your heart. Um, just do the balanced breathing if you feel like doing that. Bring in some gentle music. Connection, so like social connection is really good because we're human beings and we need social connection when it's appropriate for you, you know. Because sometimes if you're like me and you're autistic or ADHD or ADHD, you probably know yourself enough to know when you need connection and when you need time to yourself, right? So then we've got the gut. And when it feels overwhelmed, it feels like tension, you feel nausea, panic, and you freeze. So when you feel like that, just try and slow down your breathing. To come into the balanced breathing. Um, Maybe grab a warm drink so you can just ground yourself in the now with the drink. Go for a walk. Uh, get a cut shot somewhere, I guess. That's good for you. Is it endorphins? I can't remember the exact thing, but yeah. These are just suggestions that I've come up with just to pop on a thing so you can kind of work like what works out for you. So like you don't have to fix everything in one go. It's just choosing where to land, as in like to ground and balance yourself through like self-soothing techniques to regulate your nervous system, like the ones I've suggested on you. Or if you already know something that works for you, then go with that, it's all about doing what works for you, really. And yeah. So like the final part of this is you are not one thing, you are many things at once. And that's your power and what it means to be quantum because quantum is multi-layered. It's not just being in what many people might know. Oh my God, I'm just rambling my words today. I'm getting tired, guys. So quantum is like multi-layered. So if you've done my course, the Master Miracle Manifesto, so I go into great detail around consciousness levels. And so you go up the more you develop yourself and open your awareness and consciousness, the levels go up. But within the meaning that we're totally on about right now is in the heart, mind, and gut. So they all got their different purposes, I guess, for a better word. So it's like different levels, isn't it? You've got your gut, heart, and then head, brain. But they all work in coherence and synergy when you learn and practice to connect them all. And that's quantum, right? Multiple um, entanglements working together. I don't know how else to actually word that actually in this context. And I keep seeing my bubble disappearing, which is quite distracting. Anyway, so like navigating ADHD and ASD1 traits with quantum awareness means honoring your complex. I can't see. I can't word. Complex complexity. Oh my God, I'm dyslexic. So ADHD. That's a excuse, but it's not. But yeah, so like listening to your body and using tools that will help you with clarity, confidence, and certainty through your everyday life. So that's my bit on navigating the autistic level one and ADHD quantum body. I just want to put a little snippet out there, what I've learned a little bit on the side at a minute. I absolutely love putting quantum connections together. It's just so fascinating. But anyway, that's it for this episode. A nice, short, and sweet one. Um, whilst I'm actually on you, I'm a certified MBIT coach, which works with the mind, gut, and um, heart. Why is my brain not remembering this? I think I'm so tired. But yeah, so as an MBIT coach, we can use that. Oh my God, I'm taking these off. We can use that to integrate changes at a quantum level, I guess you could say, now that I've found that out. Um, it could be anything. It could be from where you are now, um, finding out what's blocking you and where you want to go. And it's pretty much simple. It's really relaxing to do as well. I love Mbit. There's so many different things in my coaching toolbox. So yeah, I will drop all the details where you can find more info out. The PDF download of the blog that I've created around this. And the links if you want to book in for a one-to-one discovery call. What's that called? Yeah. So yeah, guys, hope you enjoyed this. And if you want to get in touch with me or leave some feedback around this episode or any other podcast episodes you've listened to, you can reach me on Amanda Bowden 222 at gmail.com. And my website is amandabowden.co.uk. Hope you enjoyed, guys, and I'll see you soon. Bye.